Well, what else could you lead with this morning but the tributes flooding in to Sir Bobby Charlton, who's died at the age of 86.
You didn't have to be a footballer to understand that he was a key member, of course, of England's World Cup winning team in 1966 and a club legend at Manchester United.
Well, his family said he passed away peacefully in the early hours yesterday morning. In a statement, Man United described Sir Bobby as one of the greatest and most beloved players in the history of the club.
And Sir Geoff Hurst, who is now the last of the 1966 team, said he will be sorely missed by all of the country. Ellie Costello looks back at his life and career.
The greatest moment in English football. Sir Bobby Charlton following Captain Bobby Moore to collect the 1966 World Cup trophy from the Queen at Wembley. The defining moment in the career of one of England's greatest footballers.
I'm a football romantic. I love football, and there are millions like me to which this place is the focal point of the whole world. You speak to people like Pelé, and Beckenbauer, and the highlight of their careers was when they played at Wembley for the first time.
Born the son of a coal miner in Northumberland in 1937, Bobby said the only choices open to him were the mines, the navy or football. Thankfully for the world, he pursued the latter. Charlton's death leaves Sir Geoff Hurst as the only surviving member of the team that won the World Cup. At just 20 years old, a young Bobby Charlton was one of the Busby babes involved in the 1958 Munich air crash. He survived, although 23 lives were lost, including those of 8 United team members. Up until his own death, he remained the last surviving member of that crash.
A fine centre, and Bobby Charlton slams the ball home.
Bobby Charlton was named in the England squad for 4 World Cups. At the time of his retirement from the England team in 1970, he was the nation's most capped player, having turned out 106 times at the highest level. With 249 goals, he was Manchester United's highest all-time goal scorer for more than 40 years. He was also England's highest goal scorer for 45 years. In a glittering career, Sir Bobby won 3 league championships, an FA Cup and a European Cup with Manchester United. He remained a director at the club for many years.
Bobby Charlton was the player who gave us that elite world-class quality which enables you to go and win tournaments. And don't forget the soccer school. David Beckham was brought to the attention by his participation and involvement in the Bobby Charlton Soccer School.
In 1994, Charlton became Sir Bobby when he was knighted by Queen Elizabeth, and he continued to act as an ambassador for British sport.
I'm a footballer and just tried my best and hoped that my ability was good enough to get me some success, which I've been lucky enough to have done.
He helped to promote London's successful bid for the 2012 Olympics.
This is such a fun place, and people love London. People love London, and we get them here, and we'll give them such a fantastic time.
In his personal life, Bobby Charlton married his wife, Norma Ball, in 1961. They had 2 daughters, Suzanne and Andrea. In November 2020, it was revealed that Sir Bobby Charlton had been diagnosed with dementia, as did several of his 1966 teammates. He stepped back from public life and has rarely been seen in recent years. Sir Bobby Charlton will remain a name synonymous with the beautiful game.
Won't it? And you only have to look at the newspapers this morning to see the impact. This is the Sunday Express. Farewell, Bobby. Football mourns the loss of a World Cup legend.
But it's all over the front pages today in lots of different ways. There he is pictured on the front page of the Mail on Sunday.
This is the Sunday Mirror. What a great shot.
Brilliant front page. If you're listening on the radio, it's just one of Bobby Charlton when he was a bit younger. He looks as though he's dancing, but, he's just kicking a ball in a way that...
Honestly, that must be when he's in his early 20s. We will never forget him, nor will football.
And the Observer there, he's pictured on the front. And I think what you see now is that you don't just have to be into football or even into sport to understand there on the front page of The People, forever a hero. He was a great Brit, wasn't he?
Yeah, a hero to the whole world, says The Sun on Sunday, and that's actually a quote from David Beckham, of all people.
Of course, yeah. And there, inside The Sun, you see national icon. Even on the front page of The Times, I see one of the writers says, with his passing, a little piece of England has died.
Yeah, fair point. There's sometimes our hero, says the Daily Star Sunday.
And there's only one of them left now, our 1966 World Cup heroes. There's the Sunday Telegraph. The Sunday Telegraph, it's only in the top, the very top, in black, so it's not that obvious if you're just sort of glancing at the screen. But again, they say, special tributes inside to England's greatest player. And that's the thing, that's the moniker he will forever have. That's why he's such a loss, I think. He was a hero, but he was also a gentleman. He was of that era of footballers, and there are still, thankfully, some around.